Welcome to day 4 of my initial 30-day challenge. So this whole idea of daily challenges sounded not easy, but doable at first. Every day, 30 days, no problem. I've been largely successful at instituting changes across a variety of areas of my life. I go to the gym frequently. I've incorporated meditation into my life. So I've had opportunities to change my approach, to change my schedule. This has proven significantly more difficult than it originally sounded. So I work primarily from home, and on days where I have offsite meetings, opportunities to push me out of my comfort zone flowed easily into my day. From the casual interaction with a stranger, where a filter or habit was my reaction, gave me an opportunity to engage with that person, to have a dialogue, to question why I instituted these changes, this approach, to avoiding engagement or communication with people. On days where I don't have that outside environment, those days are much more reflective. I think about bigger issues, larger challenges. Where am I at in life? Where am I at with my projects? What am I working on? Am I getting too ingrained in the day-to-day problem solving that I avoid taking a step back and looking at the bigger picture, looking at strategic moves to make sure that I am on the path that I set out to, rather than pulled along with having that sense of immediacy, but not being as important, as impactful. Those two communications that I've mentioned, I deem them successful in having executed them. But the aftermath, the response, has left me a bit deflated. And I'm the only person that can pull me out of that. I admit to having avoided answering these questions, avoided addressing, following up, but it's really me. It's my interpretation of the outcome of the story. Am I going to look at it like being pulled from something that I'm interested in? Or do I view this as an opportunity to take a step back, to move on, to reevaluate? I was largely operating responsively, reflexively. When I left corporate America, I decided to say yes. I would say yes to opportunities until I became overwhelmed, and then I would evaluate, reevaluate, and shuffle. The opportunities that were no longer working, keeping me on the right path, the direction that I thought I wanted to head, I would let those go and continue operating in this welcoming, accepting, challenging environment. And I got caught up in the day-to-day, in the ease of putting out the fire that was today, versus taking a step back and evaluating if I was still on the right path. I get to choose the narrative of this story. It's my lens that matters, not how anyone else interprets the situation. So I need to choose my story. I need to choose the path forward, the decisions that I'll make, rather than having them made for me by avoidance. It's these challenges that I need to address, that take me way out of my comfort zone. Because these are not the little things in life. These are what makes a career, what makes success, what makes failure, is all of these little big questions. Am I making the right decision? Am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing for me? And that's part of the reason why I've fallen off my 30-day bandwagon. Those aren't easy questions. And I don't know that they're a day away from an answer. But I do know that this morning I started plowing through. I started following up, evaluating, rethinking, strategizing an approach to figure out my next steps, because I haven't responded, because I haven't figured out how I want to approach these situations. And that uncertainty has filtered through, has flowed through, rippled like a pebble in a pond. And maybe a deer in headlights is a better analogy, because I've felt stuck. Not just with this challenge, but with other areas. Uncertainty leaving me like a video game on pause. Legs extended, ready to jump or run. In motion, but stopped. Suddenly suspended. So while I ponder the approach that I'll take with these projects and try to evaluate my next steps moving forward, I'd welcome you to take a step back from your life, to give yourself the opportunity to take stock. Where are you today? Where do you want to be in the future? Are you on a path that can get you there? And if you're not, what can you do? Doesn't have to be major. It can be something minor. Take a class, talk to a colleague, explore other options, talk to somebody. You're in charge of your destiny. And I look forward to hearing how you're doing. And don't worry if you've fallen off the bandwagon. Tomorrow we'll be there.